Today's class is going to be about idol worship. Do you know what does worship mean?
No.
Okay, worship means adore. Okay, so we are going to talk about how people adore idols. And today's question is going to be today, what do you worship? Okay, let's go to the first image. Ta-da! Here we are. So look at this. From the ancient past, people has believed about some different images. People has worshipped many gods and goddesses. And so here we have some examples about what people used to worship in the past. For example, the Aztecs used to worship some goddess and some gods. For example, Quetzalcoatl, Tlaloc. So could anybody talk to me about this? Maybe about the Aztecs, maybe about the Egyptians, maybe about the Greek people or Mesopotamian people. So Isabel, what do you think about worship in the past?
I think it was a necessity from the people when they have a problem or they need to feel support from something or for someone else, so they have a confidence with the idols or someone or something that they believe that it can help to them. For example, the Egyptians use many animals like idols, dogs, crocodiles,
That's it.
and many flying animals, and the most important were like the sun, and also the sun is very popular in the ancient people, so we can find it in many cultures. Looks like everybody has the sun like an idol.
Yeah, that's it. Even in Mexican culture, we had the image of Tonatiuh as God also.
Yes, like the moon.
That's it. Pretty good, Isabel. Thank you very much. Please tell us, who's next?
Violet.
Okay, Violet, thank you.
Hi.
Hello. You know what? We are talking about how people worshipped idols in the past. And so, yes, so could you talk to us about anything that you may like or that you may know about worshiping?
Yes, I'd like to know about the four image.
Image number 4, in this case here?
Yes.
That's the fauno in Greece. No, so they were supposed. Well, I don't know if anyone could talk to us about the Greek culture. What do you know about the Greek culture?
They have a lot of gods. But I don't know what kind of god was the fauno, or was only a creature?
No, I think that it was something so confusing for me because as far as I was concerned, Zeus was the father of all the gods, but Hera was the mother of all the gods. She was his wife, but Zeus was a very he was a, I don't know how to say it into English, but he was an ojo alegre, no? And he
Yes.
had a lot of women and he had babies with many different women. So Hera, his wife, was so angry about that this poor Fauno was a very beautiful young man, but he was converted in middle animal and middle human because of the angriness of Hera. She was so angry about this unfaithful action of Zeus, and so he preached the poor Fauno. And something like that, like those, some of the creators were converted like that because of a punishment of the gods. So could anybody talk to me about the Greek culture? Nobody? Well, as I told you before, it was so confusing because Zeus was the father of everybody and the husband of everybody, and everybody were sisters of everybody and brothers of I don't know who. And oh my, it was so confusing. But anyway, all right. So, Viole, could you tell us about any thing that you know about the ancient past?
Well, I know that each culture has different gods. For example, in Egypt, they adore to the cats,
Aha, that's it.
and well, the cat was the biggest god. They used to adore for many things.
That's it. Cats were the principal in animals in that culture. Thank you very much. All right, Viole, please talk to us. Who's next?
Mm, I don't know who is now.
Here we have Estela, we have Laura, Julia, Isabel.
Laura.
All
Oh
right,
my
thank you.
God. I don't know what can I say about it because to be honest, I don't know
It's okay, don't worry. You know what? Sometimes we are terrified
much
because,
about this culture, but well, I guess they, as Isabel said before, try to use pets or I don't know if it's correct. And I think most of them they try to put the cats when the pet. For instance, if I have a cat and the cat pass away, they usually put the cats as mummies because they believe that it was really important to them, and they try to keep the pets as mummies. Mummies is correct, moms?
aha, mommies.
Mummies. And I know, well, and I know the biggest cities, Spartans and Athens. It was the other city important in this culture.
Aha,
And they were great in mathematics, philosophy. They established the basis of politics. That's all I know. That's that I remember from this culture. I don't know if this is correct or not, but I
All
try.
right. Well, yes, in Athens, that was in Greece. But, well, Greek people and Egyptian people were two different towns, but
Oh, I'm sorry.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
okay.
you're
It's
talking
okay.
about Greek.
Sorry. You know what? Something that I would like to tell you is that this is a conversation class. So this is not history. This is not anything about that. Of course, we have
Yeah,
conversation.
but it's
Yeah, so don't
embarrassing.
worry.
I cannot remember something.
Yeah, don't worry. Here, the principal objective is that you have communication, that you express your ideas, and that you say what you want in English, because English is our subject. If it were history or culture or something like that, of course you could be terrified. But no, this is talk.
Oh my goodness.
No, it's okay. Don't worry. But yes, as you said, the ancient cultures were really worshipping cats and some other animals. And so it was so interesting, you know.
Yeah.
All right, thank you very much. So look at this. I think that here in Mexico, we had some of the most interesting cultures, and we were worshiping also some animals. And not only animals, but also we worshipped the rain. So Tlaloc was the person in charge of the rain. And so he was the god of water. But what else do you know about Mexican culture?
Well, I know that in the past, they used to sacrifice virgin woman, for different things. For example, if they want the rain, they used to sacrifice to a woman, or if they want to have a good cosecha,
Harvest.
harvest, they sacrifice a virgin woman, and they used to do it in a pyramid.
Uh-huh.
At the high part, they take out her heart, and she was alive still. Well,
Oh
I know
my.
that.
Uh-huh. All right, thank you very much. Okay, who's next? About Mexican culture. Let's talk about Aztecs and some of the different cultures that we have in Mexico. Well, that we had time ago.
I think, well, I don't know too much about this stuff about gods and those things, but I remember the Mexican culture used to, how do you say, worship a gods from um, natural phenomena like rain, the harvest, the cultivo,
Uh-huh.
okay,
Harvest, yes.
harvest, and I don't know, but I know that as Violet said, they sacrifice people to the gods to obtain rain or good harvest in their lives. I don't know.
Mm-hmm, that's it. Yes, you're right. Excellent. Thank you very much, Julia. All right, tell me, who's next? Hello, Julia. Who's next?
Yes. Okay. Estela.
Thank you.
I don't know if you can listen to me. Can you listen to me?
Yes,
Yes.
we do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's excellent because I was at the computer and I think that you didn't listen to me. But I don't have much information to say. Yes, what I know is just Aztecs were a very strong empire, and they were great knowledge about medicine, architecture, and they understand the nature very well, the moon, the all the signs that they have. They know all the meanings of the nature, yes, and they also knew about medicine, about the seeds, but unfortunately, we lost many things.
Yes,
That's only what I can remember.
that's it.
That they
Thank
were
you.
very strong.
Aha, that's pretty good, Estela. Thank you very much. Yes, that's it. And so, Estela, please tell me who's next?
I can see the names. And I don't know who can be.
Ah, well,
Jaciel?
you
Is
know
there
what? Yes,
something with the name Jaciel?
Isabel, but you know who's missing?
No.
Norma is missing.
Pues Norma.
Hello, Maggie. Hello, everyone. I'm
Hello.
sorry I'm being late.
It's okay, don't worry.
Can you tell me what's the point of the activity? Because I don't know what you're talking about.
It's okay, don't worry. You know what? We are talking about worshipping, what people used to worship in the ancient past. And we have already talked about some things that we know about Egypt, about Greece. But if you know anything about any people in the past, it doesn't matter if it is, I don't know, Mesopotamian or Mexican or whatever you may like, please talk to us.
About the activities, Maggie, that they used to do, or
Yes, about what they worshipped, what they used to adore.
okay, like for example, in India, the Hinduism,
It could be.
they have several gods for every, I don't know, almost every situation, for the love, for the war, for the
Yes, that's it. And that's so interesting.
yes, and I'm not really sure about the Indian religion, but they have, as I've already told you, gods for almost everything, and they are very religious. And they believe they can like make wishes come true. Almost.
Yes, that's it. You know what? You made me remember something about an event in the history. In the ancient Egypt, people used to worship cats because they said that cats were sacred animals and they were gods in person of animals. So for them, they used to protect cats very much. So of course they couldn't kill any cat. And so this was something that was taken into consideration for another time, another people made war with the Egyptian people. And so in a battle, they put a barrier of cats. And so when the Egyptian people came to the battle, they couldn't they couldn't kill the cats. So that's why Egyptian people lost a battle against another people. So it was a war strategy. They knew that they wouldn't do anything if there were many cats in front of them. So it was something that was a bad point, maybe not a bad point, but a weak point from a weakness, I guess, from the Egyptian people because of their worshipping.
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. All right, you know what? Let's go to another part. This was in the ancient past, but what happens in the present? Do you know anything about the present? For example, that there are temples in India where they adore rats, and so they feed.
I can't believe that.
Yeah,
They
that's it.
they also adore cows, Maggie.
That's it. Look at this. Cows are considered holy animals in Hindu culture. So cows are all around the streets walking and people adore them. Look at this. And so
Also,
they are holy animals. And even people in India don't have a lot of food. They can't eat, but they can't eat cows. Norma, please tell me.
Maggie, also I have read that if somebody in India finds an elephant, that's like a sign of good luck, and it becomes like a huge celebration if somebody is walking and suddenly an elephant crossed by.
Oh my, hey, that's interesting. That's pretty interesting. Yes, for them it's an auspicious of good luck. But look at this, how the things are different, no? Nowadays, I have seen that some people say that if you are walking down the street and suddenly a black cat crosses in front of you, it is an auspicious of bad luck. So, what do you think about it, Estela?
Sorry, I couldn't listen. Can you repeat again?
Oh, yes, of course. What do you think about those auspicious of good luck or, well, maybe those superstitions nowadays about animals?
Yes. I think that they are superstitious because the thing is that when I was, everybody says that when a woman is pregnant, you want to eat something. I don't know how to say antojos, no? But when I was pregnant, I never felt that sense that I wanted to eat something special, no? And it is also said that for women, when they are getting the 50s, they are right in a mood that they feel nervous, they feel angry, they have many feelings. But I don't have time to think of that. I think that they are like superstitions, no? For example, near my community, it says, if you open an umbrella in your house, it is bad luck. I've opened an umbrella many times and nothing happens. Yes, I think that it has to deal with your thoughts. If you think positive things happen in your life. But if you think negative, like it could be like a vibration, maybe, no? That you make an environment that the things are negative because you are thinking negative. That's why I don't believe exactly very well in those kind of superstitions.
That's it. Yes, you're right. You know what? Whenever you talked about the 50s, I feel the same. I am 50 years old. And I do many things that many people don't do in my age. For example, I ride my bicycle everywhere. I dance folk, and it is the same as always. So it may be that some people has those problems, but of course it is not a regulation.
Okay. And I think that's the way that you think, because if you think positive and you say I have energy to do many things, you can't do it.
That's it. So yes, thank you very much. All right. So Julia, please talk to us.
I was thinking about you, about that. Well, the superstitions, right?
Aha, that's it.
About the cats, and I'm really angry for the superstition about October 21st, no, 31st,
Aha.
in which days, wishes day, something like that.
Mhm.
And the people used to, well, they are doing, actually, sacrifice black cats in that day, to, I don't know, to get a high, how do you say, promotion in your job, or I don't know, the girl or the boy who doesn't, uh, is in love with you, well, they, uh, could get, o could, podría enamorarse de ti,
Could fell in love with you.
who, could fell in love with you just to sacrifice a black cat. And I
Oh,
think that it's ridiculous, because it's a cat and it's black. It's not, something magic in this animal. So that's why I agree with you. I think some superstitions are very silly, and,
uh,
like this.
yeah, and you know what? I think that poor animal. No, what's his fault?
Yes.
If you talk or if you think about something different, you say, all right, maybe for people it is necessary to do something for getting their goals. But
Mhm.
I think, for example, in the case of women who want to have the love of a man, aren't they able to get that love in a natural way? So is it necessary to do any ceremony, any special ceremony, so
Mhm.
to get the love of anybody else? Or
Yeah.
maybe if the person isn't in love with her, we have to hang on. No? Okay, he doesn't love me. That's it. That's life. That's how life is. So we don't have to force the situations.
Yes, and I don't know why the people, doesn't understand that is the way you manage your life, who makes your, who makes reach your goals, and it's not sacrificing poor animals.
That's it. I totally agree with you. Thank you very much. All right. So, you know what? I would like to talk to you about something different. Well, it is not different, but we all human beings have the necessity of asking for something, for praying or for adoring somebody or something that is going to make our life easier, more beautiful, more successful. And so that's why nowadays religions have a big success. Um, so, you know what? Okay, we all need to pray. we all need to ask for a favor in any way. All right, so, well, some people used, or well, somebody used to ask to pray, but some people make a show, no? So they are a little exaggerated. They show off. But look at this. Here we have. That's what I mean. Nowadays, I guess that our idols have changed. But anyway, we have idols. But I don't know, is it my idea or is it real? Do we have any kind of worshipping or idolatry? Please, I want you to do me a favor. Observe the images and choose one. Choose just one. And please talk about it, all right? You have 2 minutes for observing the images and later on to share your ideas with everybody. Ready? Do anybody want to talk about it or do you need a little more time?
Well, I think that in this days, we idolatry to the cell phones because when we are in a meeting with our family or with our friends, we are checking the cell instead to talk with our friends personally, or we send an image and they are next to us or something like that. And they say that the example is the most powerful, and we can see to the mother or the father with the cell, and the boys or the kids are with the cell too.
Aha, that's it. And even, you know what, whenever you walk down the street and you see that mothers are not paying attention to their children because they are chatting in the cell phone, and sometimes children are in danger of having any accident, but mothers don't pay attention because they are chatting with their cell phones, or that boyfriend and girlfriend are supposed to be together because they want to share time, they want to be together, but instead of paying attention one to each other, they are chatting.
Yes.
All right, thank you very much. Okay, tell me, who's next? Okay, Norma says that she wants to be the next. Yes, would you mind? All right, Norma.
Okay, sorry.
It's
I
okay.
can turn on my micro. Well, for example, about the iPhone phenomenon, I think that in some way people think that if they have a certain item, it will give like a feeling of belong, that they belong.
Uh-huh.
And that's why they try to buy those items, because they have the need of feeling that they are I don't know, in
Part of a group?
yes, in some kind of social circle or something like that. In where I don't know, in other way, the image that shows the saint
Mm-hmm.
also gives the, I don't know, the feeling that you are looking for, I don't know, peace, faith, and I don't know, positive vibes.
Mm-hmm. That's it.
And they look for, and in some way that's good because they find it in religion instead of looking in material things, I think.
That's it. All right. Thank you very much. Please tell me who's next.
Who's missing? Julia?
All right, please.
Yes. Okay, well, I was seeing the second image. I think this guy is worship himself, and I think it's good, but in a healthy way, because if you self-esteem too much yourself, I think you can get like I don't know, an arrogant person, and I think it's not the goal. I think you just adore yourself in a confident way, to have self-esteem, healthy self-esteem, and I think it's enough because I knew some people who believes them so much. How do you say se cree mucho?
They have tickets on themselves.
They had tickets on themselves, and it's not it's not well, I'm not feeling good behind those kind of people. It's like incómodo. How do you say incómodo?
Exhausting. Could be uncomfortable or it could be exhausting.
Yeah, comfortable.
Uncomfortable.
Uncomfortable. Yes.
Yes, that's it. You're right. Thank you very much. Please tell us who's next.
Laura?
Yes.
Thank you.
I would like to talk about the last image that is in the bottom. I think it represents many things, but one of the most is the fanatism. How I can say fanatismo?
Fanatism.
Fanatism to the religion. Everybody is different, and some people believe in God or Catholic or Islam or Muslim, whatever they prefer religions. But in this case, for me, this image keeps my attention because, well, I think that most of the people believe in a specific religions, and for me, it's kind of hard to judge this image because it represents part of the injustice. Is the not I don't know how to say not equality because sometimes the church keeps a lot of money and spend a lot of the money that they got from different sources just to keep privileges and something that is not good just for everybody. It's just for part of the church. That's my opinion.
You know what I think about that? I respect all of the trends, all of the ideas, but for me, religion, it's a very good business. And so they get advantage, unfortunately, of the faith of people.
Yes,
And
that's true.
that's it. But anyway, all right. Well, thank you very much. So,
Oh,
who's next? Here we have also Norma, we have Viole, we have Omar. Omar, welcome.
Hi, good evening.
How are you?
I'm fine.
So,
I'm too late because I'm was in the work. I work too late.
oh, it's okay.
Sorry.
Don't worry. Don't worry.
What is the team? I just listening the conversation because I don't know what is the team. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's okay. Don't worry. You know what? Today's topic is about worship. What do you worship? And previously to this, we were talking about the worshiping of some gods, of some animals in different cultures. For example, the Egyptian culture who worshipped cats and different animals. And little by little, we conduct this new idolatry that we have. And now, in this moment, we are talking about what nowadays is the idolatry that we have. If we idolatry devices or if idolatry people. For example, as far as we are,
Hello, hello.
yes, we listen to you.
Uh, okay.
So, what's your opinion about the new era idolatry?
Um, excuse me.
What's your opinion about the new era idolatry?
What
What?
is Iria? Idea?
Yeah. What's the new idolatry? What do we idolatry nowadays?
Um, okay. Uh, I don't know. I think it's reference to the cultures.
It could be. Well, we think that nowadays we feel idolatry for many different things. For example, for money.
Okay. It, mm, uh, uh, I don't understand.
Okay, can I participate?
Oh yes, of
Well,
course, Stella.
yes. Okay. Yes. The picture that calls me my attention a lot was the man uh, who is adoring the symbol of money. Yes, but it is not new. It's something that has been money and gold has been a symbol of power. Yes. Nowadays, I know people who has been working all his life, and they are saving and saving money. Yes, they don't want to spend their money even in themselves. Yes, and I think that it's a kind of idolatry because they have been working all his life, and now that they are retired, they don't spend their money to enjoy what they have been building. And I think that they are idolatering the money because money is to to have ourselves to give ourselves a better life, no? But they don't want to spend even netizens. They go to the similarities doctor because they don't want to spend anything. And I think that the money is to get ourselves how do you say bienestar?
A better life.
A better life, yes. And when I saw this picture, many people that I know came to my mind. Yes, and that's too bad, no? That's too bad. Because they don't even share the money with their families or people that they love. No, they want to have money and more money and more money, and that's all.
And that's so sad.
Yeah, poor life, no? Poor life.
Yeah, that's it. All right. Thank you very much, Estela. Okay. Anybody else? Hello? Anybody? March, how are you today? Hello?
Hello, hello.
Oh, yes. All right, Omar, please talk to us about this. What do you think?
Hi.
Yes, we listen to you.
I think about idolatry. I think today are the teenagers, and money is more important for them because I think that the valores,
Values? The values?
the values, it's uh, less important. I think the education in home it's for the fathers a word that material things for other ¿cómo se dice por sobre encima de
Over?
over of the education culture uh, um, ideologies. I think the men uh, think things about the money. I think so.
That's it. I totally agree with you. And you know what? I think that sadly, it is something like Will Smith said. Will Smith said that Will Smith said that sometimes we buy things that we don't need and we pay money that we don't have for making visible to people who don't care about us. So another phrase that I can remember that comes to my mind is that the problem nowadays is that people idolatry things and use people, and we should use things and idolatry people. So, well, from my point of view, it is something so confusing sometimes because we don't pay attention to the value of people. We pay attention on how they are dressing up, how much is their car they are owning, how important is the position they are working in a company, and not how good people can be, how beautiful for us is to talk to people and to enhance our ideas, how wonderful is to help people to solve any problem. And so, well, from my point of view, that's one of the most difficult parts of society nowadays. But I don't know. What do you think about it? Okay, Norma?
Well, I think it's part of the globalization effect because everybody is in a hurry. Everybody gets information in the TV, also in the on the internet, and they want to buy things that we don't really need, and that we, just because everybody is buying that stuff, we also want them because they say that that stuff changed my life or something like that, and we also want to be part of that. But as you said, we are losing the, I don't know, how can I say, like the touch, the human touch.
The human sense.
And we're involved every single day with, I don't know, with the laptop, computer, with the cell phone, and we speak less with our relatives. It's I don't know, a big problem, because also with kids, you can see that they also are involved with their iPads, and they don't, I don't know, it's a huge problem nowadays that, I don't know, kids are more or less in the age of 3 to 4, they don't speak, but that's a problem, because how can they speak if nobody is listening to them? And they are all the time in the iPad, I don't know, on the TV. How can they speak? Because if they don't get to participate in a real conversation with humans.
You know what? You made me remember also something. I was in a party. Well, it was supposed to be a party. Everybody were paying attention to their iPhones, and nobody was watching to anybody else. And everybody were chatting, and it was supposed to be a party. Suddenly, a person was sitting next to another. They were they were both chatting, and suddenly one person turned around, looked to the other person, and they say, "Hey, you're kidding." But guess what? What was happening? That the people were sitting down next to each other, and instead of talking, they were chatting. So I said, how come? You are next to the person, turn around and talk. But no, they were chatting by WhatsApp. And I said, how come? It is ridiculous.
Yes.
But yes, something like that happens nowadays. All right. Well, I don't know if somebody wants to say anything else. Anybody? No? Well, I thank you so much for your participation, for your attendance, and for your attention today. For me, this topic was so interesting, and I was so delighted of being talking to you. But, well, thank you very much, and see you next class.
See you.
Okay, thank you. See you. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, good night. Have a very good night.
Thank you, Maggie. You too. Thank you for your time.
Thanks to you for your attention. Good night.
Good night.
Night.